It's like it's not broadcasting. Let me grab the keys. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Now it did it. Okay. That's all I wanted to do. Let's pop the chat out so we can see the other chat. Let's minimize this so it doesn't do full screen. Pop out the chat. Throw that bitch over here somewhere. Okay. And let's get off this screen so it doesn't start doing that. Okay. But yeah, I have the marketing playbook for the application that I've been working on for the past few weeks. Application is done. I'm waiting for my cousin. I tried to call him a moment ago so that he could update the privacy policy and terms and condition website, because this is already ready to go on the App Store. We're done. He says, any real chatters to keep your stream lively, add me on. Oh my goodness. I'm getting spammed on the other platforms. Yeah. I already finished the application, guys. Yesterday I was showing it to you guys, but I can show you really quickly. The people that are in here new. We've been working on this application for a few days. Let's go ahead and build it on the, no. Not on my phone, not on my phone. Let's build it on the simulator really quick. We can minimize this so it's in the center of the screen. And tonight I am going to be adding a little bit more stuff to this, but for now, I just want to show you guys what we have. I did a little bit of customization yesterday too. Let's minimize this too. Okay, so this is the app right here. I made the simulator smaller because I was trying to grab screenshots for the App Store. So right now, the only thing I need to do is upload the screenshots to the App Store, upload the terms and conditions, and that's about it. I am going to add a screen. I'll probably do that later tonight and just show you guys the process as well. He says, what about the other app? I am not trying to say too much because, yes, the other app, I'm going to be working on that as soon as this one's up. It's just that this app was easier to do, so I wanted to get it out the way. So this one, here we go. It's already done. Already has everything in it. I don't know why sometimes on the simulator, it lags. Like you see how now the bars aren't filling up, but it only happens on the simulator. So right now, application's done. It just has the different fields, baby crying in the background, the AI tab. I changed the way the prompt appears. I might add some customization to this or some sort of animation or something. This is just version 1. So in the next version, we're going to have more AI features. For now, we just have an AI chat. Then you can log your behaviors. You got the history log. And then obviously just the settings, account management screen. But the main thing is this. This is the dashboard where you can see the time that your baby last ate, the time your baby's been awake, how long your baby slept during the day, and the last time you changed his diaper with a few buttons. Obviously, the animation in the background is completely dynamic. So depending on what the state is, if I go ahead and just get rid of the warnings, so if we do some sleep, and by the way, you even saw when it was in sleep, the baby looks like it's sleeping. You do some sleep, you feed him, and now baby's happy again. Baby's happy again. So I thought that was cute. I'm just trying to go for a little bit of a Duolingo style. I might add some sort of animation at the top just to fill in the space. Maybe some vines or some hearts moving around or just hearts falling from the background. Something to make it feel more alive, right? Because right now it's simply just a dashboard that has notifications and tells you when to feed, when to do this, when to do that. But I want it to feel more dynamic and more alive. And then let's log out. Let's log out. So when you log out, login screen is pretty clean, just a white screen with the logo, the confidence statement, and then a sign in with Apple, and then terms and conditions button where you can go click on this and you can read the terms and conditions. Obviously, you can also read the privacy policy from here, I think. Right? There's a button somewhere in here. Right here, privacy policy. So this is all the legal stuff so that we can't get sued. And then let's go ahead and log in. You can log in with Apple. It's going to ask you your info, your password and shit. Okay. Ask you your password. You sign in. And it took me back to where I was, right? It took me back to the dashboard. That's because I signed out. Now, if I delete the account, when I sign in, it's going to take me to an onboarding flow. I think the onboarding flow is really cool. So let me go ahead and show you guys that really quick as well. Let's just delete the entire account. It's going to ask me to sign in again. It asks you to sign in because you can't, I might have put the wrong password or something. When you sign out, it asks you to sign out because you need to be authenticated to delete the data from the backend. That's why you need to sign in. Okay. Maybe there's an internet problem or something. Let me kill the app and see what happens here. There we go. Yeah, it didn't sign me out. There must be some sort of connection problem with the internet on here. But either way, it's supposed to sign you out. And then the login screen is pretty cool. Let me see what happens if I delete the app altogether. I think it's going to sign me back in where I was, though. Because when you delete it, it doesn't delete it from the device keychain. Let's see. Build it again. Yeah, it's going to sign me directly in. Ask for permissions for the notifications. Okay, so it didn't communicate with the backend, I think. That's what the problem is. So yeah, there's some sort of internet problem or something with the simulator right now, because it should have logged me out and showed me the login screen with the onboarding flow. The onboarding flow has full animations in the background. I'm going to be adding another screen to that onboarding flow because I want to add this screen right here. The monthly subscription screen to the onboarding flow. I'm going to decorate this a little bit different during the onboarding flow, but it's so that we can attract new people when they're signing up, because we might be able to get some customers right off the bat when they're signing up if we show this screen during the onboarding. Anyways, I'll get into that a little bit later though, guys. I want to start off the stream just yapping for a little bit, and then we can get into some technical stuff and just talk. He says, add to your other channel. He says, so there's a car event happening tomorrow. I'm so out of it, bro. I'm so out of the loop. I don't even know what's going on anymore. I look orange as hell. So let me lower this color rating here. Lower it to like 1 because it was too saturated. But yeah, anyways, man, I'm on a business streak, man. And I've been watching a lot of motivational content. I've been thinking about what separates the people that do stuff in life versus the people who don't. And I've come to the conclusion that for you to succeed at anything in life, you just need to be disciplined and you need to just do it immediately. I just got off the phone with my brother and I was talking about how I am no longer procrastinating with anything. From now on, as soon as I come up with an idea, I start working on it. And that's the best way to be if you want to be successful in this life, right? If you want to become some sort of multimillionaire business person, you can't sit on ideas. You got to just work on them as soon as you get them. And I feel like a lot of people don't understand that. A lot of people, they come up with ideas and they have great ideas, but they never implement the ideas. If you just sit on your ideas and you never implement, then you're never going to be successful. Like, you got to go out and you got to do the thing. You can't just have ideas and think that, oh, I have this great idea. Everybody has great ideas. Anybody can come with a great idea. Any schmuck can come up with a great idea. It's the doers that succeed in this world. And that's what separates the fucking people that are successful from the people that are not successful. The people that are successful are doers. You know, you got to produce more than you consume. I heard somebody say this before, like right now in this world, there's a split in society between creators and consumers. And I've almost never met a consumer that has become successful and from consuming. Does that make sense? Like, you're not going to become a multi-millionaire successful business person from consuming. It's impossible. The only way you become successful and add value to societies by producing things of value, whether it be entertainment, whether it be scientific discoveries, whether it be some sort of physical product, whether it be a service. You need to add value to your community. That's the only way you can become successful. You know, the reflection of your income is a reflection of the amount of value that you add to society for the most part. Now, don't get me wrong. There are people that get lucky. They spawn at the right time with the right parents, the right family, and they get a get out of jail free card where they are successful because their parents were successful. So they didn't really need to put in the work because they inherited their parents' success. But that is rare, bro. That is rare. The truth is that most people are not going to be in that scenario. Most people need to grind. Most people need to really work hard to become successful in this world. And the only way they're going to do that is if they, you know, produce something. For the longest time, I was a brokey. I remember when I was a wagey, working a 9 to 5, even though I technically still work a 9 to 5, but when I was working a commoner's 9 to 5, brokey, and I would just consume content all day, stay in my house, play around, watch video games, play video games, watch movies, not do anything productive. And then I would sit around wondering, like, why am I broke? Why do I have no money? But the change happened when I started learning something that actually adds value back into the community, right? Having a skill, being able to code, being able to edit videos, being able to do whatever skill you're able to acquire that you can use to provide value to somebody else, that is what's going to elevate you to the next level. That's the truth. And it's like something that I feel like you're told your entire life, but you really don't ever, at least for the most part, you really don't grasp the concept, is the concept of giving to receive. Like, in order to get value, you need to give value. It's an abstraction of a bartering system. You give value, and by giving value, you receive value back. And that value can be in many different forms. It could be a loving family. It could be money, you know, material things. It could be any number of things, but you're not going to get anything back if you don't give. That's the bottom line. And you need to get out of like having a scarcity mindset, at least for me. Like lately, I've been working on trying to have a abundance mindset and also a delegation mindset, a boss mindset. Because in the past, I've tried to start businesses multiple times and the businesses have made money. I don't think I've ever tried to start something and not made money, but the problem I've had is maintaining longevity and not burning out. And the issue I was having before is I would try to do everything myself. So when I had my photography business, yes, I assembled a team of people, but I was still doing the majority of the work I was still doing myself. And the same thing with my graphic designs company, the same thing with my marketing firm, everything I've done, it was always me doing almost all of the work. And I realized that that is not having a boss mindset, that's having an employee mindset. In order for you to have a boss mindset, you need to learn how to delegate work to other people. So in this app project that I've been working on, and I'm trying to actually build like a development company, right? It's not just a one-off app. Once this app is in the App Store, we're going to come up with another idea. I already have 3 other ideas, so we're working on them in parallel. But once this is in, we're just going to go to the next idea and start working on that and get that done. And then we're going to move to the next idea and work on that and get that done. And we're going to be trying to launch an app every single month, at least every 2 months at the bare minimum. But in order to do that, I can't do it by myself. I need other people. And this is the reason why I brought in my cousin, because my cousin has experience doing marketing. So why am I going to spend all my time learning a whole new skill, marketing, even though it's not a new skill, I've done marketing before, but you know what I mean, at this scale, when I can delegate that work to somebody else and get more work done, more of the work that I need to get done. And at some point, hopefully soon after I launch this app, I will get another person who can develop the applications for me using Claude Code or ChatGPT or whatever program. And then I'll get that off my plate and that won't be my responsibility anymore. The idea is delegating responsibilities to other people so you can produce faster. Because my job should not be sitting and debugging an application. My job should not be writing a marketing campaign and writing marketing copy. My job should not be coming up with a logo. My job should not be coming up with fucking advertisements. My job should not be reaching out to the influencers myself. My job should not be emailing people. My job should be coming up with the ideas and then delegating whatever tasks are necessary to get the job done. That's how a boss operates. It's like being a queen bee. I'm just laying the eggs and telling them what to do. Because if I sit here and try to do everything myself, nothing will get done. Or like what happened in the past, things will get done, but I'll get burnt out super fast because I'm using too much of my resources to complete the tasks. Am I talking to anyone here, man? I feel like I'm spitting hella knowledge. I'm spitting hella knowledge and I don't see anybody in the chat. I might be talking to myself like a fucking lunatic here. I don't even know. I literally don't even know if I am. He says, I'm picking up, you're putting down. Oh, thank you, Sanskara. Oh, Sanskara, thank you for joining the stream again. Glad to see you in here. Yeah, so that's what I was saying. Like, and you know, it goes back to having ego. Some people would think that trying to be the boss and delegating work would be more of an ego trip. But at least for me, it's the opposite. For me, I think I had more ego in producing the content or producing the product than delegating. For some reason, delegating kind of like makes me feel a little bit bad, but it has to be done because you can't complete a task by yourself. I don't care what anybody says. You're not going to be able to run a multi-million-dollar development firm by yourself. There's just too many things, too many responsibilities. And even if you're able to start the first few apps, let's say I do 1-2 apps, at the most I can do 3 apps and manage them myself before it becomes too much of a burden. But if I delegate the tasks out to several other people, then it becomes easier. The more people I have in my box of resources, the easier it is to complete tasks. Especially when you already have the experience. And the craziest thing is what I don't think a lot of people understand is I already have a job doing this. Like I got a literal job doing this. So it's like, bro, how many things can I really do? It's extremely hard for you to start writing your own code and writing your own app and publishing it to the app store and doing the marketing and contacting influencers and paying them and also doing YouTube and also editing videos and also doing all of this extra stuff and also having a full-time job as an engineer in a company where they expect you to actually have a good output. Impossible. It's almost impossible. So I definitely need help. I need help. Today, I posted a video, right, to my YouTube channel. I don't know how many people watched the video. I literally just posted it. But the thing is that I had to edit the video myself. And that took at least 2 hours to do. And I literally tried to, you know, the truth is I tried to hire somebody to edit the video today. I'm part of a Discord where there's people that, you know, other content creators, and there's plenty of them to edit. So I was like, yo, I reached out to them and I was like, yo, anybody in here want to make a quick $50, $60, $75 editing this video? And I got one of my boys to say, oh yeah, he was down. But the problem was that the file size, because remember that the video I posted today was 20 minutes long. It had multiple clips from when we got evacuated from the apartment. So it was like 300 gigabytes worth of video. And I was like, God damn. I was like, okay, I can't upload this to like a Dropbox or a Google Drive or anywhere because it's too much. It's literally 300 gigabytes worth of footage. And also this guy, I don't know what software he has, but he's probably not going to be able to handle the fucking footage, to be honest. And that's one of the downfalls of shooting on a professional grade Netflix level fucking camera like the one I have, that the footage is just so fucking, it's so fucking data rich that you need to have an extremely powerful computer to even edit it. You know, when I was when they evacuated us and we were at Bailey's parents' house, I was trying to edit on the laptop, the MacBook, not this MacBook. I have another MacBook, my own personal, this one. Bro, I got computers everywhere, bro. What the fuck? This shit is crazy. This shit is crazy, boys. Yo, I got like what $15,000 worth of computers in my hands, bro. What the fuck? What the fuck, guys? No way. Plus the computer that's right here, that the actual computer. Plus another computer in the room. I'm on some wacky shit. Yo, the feds are gonna bust in the door thinking I'm like doing like money laundering or some shit. This nigga has like 10 computers. But I tried to do the video editing from this camera on that computer, which I used to do that all the time, but I think that when I was editing before, I wasn't filming in 4K, or I was filming 4K but at a lower bit rate. So it was extremely hard to edit. Like, I posted a few videos that were 3 to 5 minutes long, and it took like 3-4 hours to fucking edit them and post them. It was, bro, it was brutal. It was brutal. So that's the reason why I had so much footage from when we got evacuated, because I couldn't edit it on that computer, because it would have taken days to edit and to process, to render. I have to edit when I'm on that computer. I got to edit it on the proxy files. I can't edit directly on the files because the files are too big. Whereas with this new computer, which is, by the way, this is a Mac Studio M3 Ultra with the maximum amount of RAM and the maximum amount of hard drive, and it has an external SD card as well. On this computer, the 20-minute long video took like an hour. It took like an hour, and it took like maybe 15 minutes to process. But like, I'm living, like, the thing that people don't understand is that I'm working on like Hollywood level fucking production here. Like, all the stuff that I have, the camera, literally, if you go to Netflix website and you put up Netflix approved cameras, there's only 2 Canon cameras that are on that list, and this is one of them. This is like an actual professional high grade cinema camera. It's a Canon R5 Cinema. So I'm obviously using like a fucking high-end camera, and then I got an insane fucking computer, and then I edit this shit on literally the software they use to make movies, Final Cut Pro. So like, obviously this is like a workflow that most people are not going to be able to obtain because it's expensive. It's actually expensive. And I guess that brings me to my point with the animations that I was talking about earlier, that for my application, the animations, I really want more people in here, bro. I cannot believe that we don't got more people in here, because I want to go over my workflow and how I produce the animations. When I say animations, I'm referring to the animations on my application. Like, for example, this animation right here. I want to show you guys how I designed these animations, where I got them from, how I produced them, like all of the steps. But I don't have enough people in here to do it. And this is a good YouTube video. I saw other videos about similar topics, because it's kind of a thing that people struggle with when they're developing an app, getting like nice animations and whatnot. And those videos have like 100,000, 200,000, 300,000 views. So I know that it's valuable information, but if I don't have anybody in here, what's the point of me sharing it? That's the question. I don't understand how it's possible that when I was making slop content, right? Slop YouTube videos and reacting to drama and chaos, we had so many people in here that were engaged. But the moment you want to do some, like, you know, some stuff that actually matters, you try to elevate, you try to show people, you try to show people how to make money, how to be successful, how to stay motivated. And all of a sudden it's like, bro, there's nobody interested. Everybody wants to drive a Lamborghini. Everybody wants to have a Ferrari. Everybody wants to live in a mansion. Everybody wants a bad bitch, but nobody wants to put in the time necessary to get those things. Like, I don't understand what people are thinking, man. You guys think that I got this watch, and I got my supercar, and I got the job I got making buco money because I was just laying in my bed doing nothing, watching fucking anime or drama slop content or pornography or whatever the fuck you guys do in your free time playing video games? No, that's not how it works. That's not how the real world works. You're never going to become successful if you don't put in the effort and the time. I don't know how many times I need to say this in this fucking stream, bro. Yo, David Fish, thank you for joining the stream, man. Glad to see you in here. I don't know how many times I need to say it, man. I really don't. It's like I feel like I'm talking to a brick wall. And the thing is that thank you, man. The thing is that when I do some slop content, I got people running in here to see what's going on, if there's some drama, if it's some infighting. But now that I came back with the heat, the real financial heat, putting that fire under y'all's asses to get y'all motivated so you go out and like really do something, now I can't find the people, man. You know, a lot of things happened when I was not in my apartment. A lot of things. A whole bunch of bullshit happened. And I mean, I think I can talk a little bit about it, but I don't want to talk too much about it because it doesn't matter, man. One of the things, I got into a beef with Omizi, but who cares? Contest Universe dissed me in a video. I thought it was funny. I know it's all in jest, so I didn't take it personal. I thought it was kind of funny, but when I was not on here every single day, everybody was making videos about Scott Leonard, the downfall of Scott Leonard, the this of Scott Leonard, the that of Scott Leonard. Now I'm back. And first of all, there ain't no people. And second of all, I'm trying to elevate, so I haven't even talked about any of that stuff, but there's a lot of stuff I could talk about, man. There's a lot of stuff I could talk about. Some guy, fucking Real Cash, got upset because I didn't give him a proper shout out. Fucking, I had to deal with lawyers, deal with moving in. All kinds of shit happened when I was fucking away. All kinds of shit. David, all kinds of shit happened, man. Yo, you know, I give Contents Universe a pass because he's chill. He's chill. But there are a few tiny things that he does sometimes that I'm like, damn, why is he doing that? But he's chill, so I don't really want to fucking, you know. And Slick's my boy, man. Slick's my boy. My thing is, like, where are all my people at? Where are the royalties at? Where are the Kanais at? Where are the Isabel PCs at? Like, where is everybody at, man? That's what I want to know. We got to get this shit popping, guys. The big homie's back. The big homie's back. And I'm trying to give you guys some motivation so you guys can, like, you know, go make some money. Talking about Sneeko, talking about Kai, talking about Clavicular, that ain't making us no money. That ain't making us no money. I'm trying to get you guys some bread. Y'all don't see that I be making bread? Oh, I know some of them are fake, David. I know. I don't know if Slick is, I mean, to me, he's not. I like him. I think he's pretty loyal, to be honest. Now, Contents Universe, sometimes, you know, he be playing both sides, but it's all good. That's his personality, and I'm not going to hold it against him. So, David, you just joined. I've been working on an application here. I can show you really quick. So I've been working on an application for the past maybe 2 weeks. It's called Nurture AI. It's an app for parents that want to take care of their kid and keep a record of what they've done with their child during the day. They can log their feeding, their sleeping, when they change their baby's diapers, all of that kind of stuff in this application. And then the application gives them AI insight and advice for their parenting. So right now you can see the screen. Let me make this a little bigger. Right now, y'all can see on the screen that we have little baby Octavia. It has how old she is, getting tired. Octavia has been awake for 299 minutes. So it just keeps track of like how much time goes between. It's basically a data logger for your baby. So you see the baby's crying on the screen. She's been awake for 5 hours. So we can go ahead and say that she's asleep. We can mark her as sleeping. And then it will start like a counter down. a counter that will just keep track of how long she's been sleeping, right? And you can see that everything is very interactive. When she's sleeping, the baby in the background now fell asleep. Let's go ahead and wake her up. Now she's up. Now all of the warnings have left the screen. Happy baby. The parents can go in here and track everything that's happened. The parents can go in and ask AI questions like feeding issue. They can actually type their questions out, but there's also pre-written prompts. So like feeding issue, and they can go ahead and ask ChatGPT. And then it will give them a whole bunch of suggestions on what to do. And this is just version 1 of the application, obviously. They can log their sleep patterns, all of that kind of stuff as well. This is version 1 of the application. When you put the baby, when you're feeding the baby, it shows the baby eating. When you sleep the baby, it shows the baby sleeping. And I'm going to be adding maybe a few more animations to this. And then when you have the free version, you can do 3 AI questions a day. But if you go ahead and pay for the subscription, $14.99 a month, you can ask unlimited questions. And there's also different plans. And I'm going to be adding more features. This is like version 1. So version 1, we're just trying to keep it simple. But as we go, we're going to add more features to this. And it's going to be a full-fledged parenting suite, essentially, for parents that are busy, stressed out with their kids. Here's all the code I've been working on for this. And we have the marketing document here as well. So full marketing, let's see here. I got the full marketing outline for the app all written out. This is supposed to be confidential, internal, the marketing playbook for nurture. So what I should do tonight is I wanted to show you guys how to make the animations first of all. And by the way, this application is projected to make $240,000 a year. Just for the record, guys. Everything is backed by data. I feel like a lot of people think that I just came up with an idea and just started working on it blindly. But what they don't realize is that I put a lot of effort and a lot of research into this. And then I used AI to go search the internet, gather up everything, compile it, and bring me the data I needed to make an educated decision on whether I wanted to implement this app or not. AI is literally, yo, what's up, Coding Face? How you doing, man? AI, yo, hey, big shout. First of all, let me stop what I'm doing. Big fucking shout outs to Coding Phase. If you guys don't know who Coding Phase is, this guy, bro, this guy is the guy who literally motivated me to even become a fucking software engineer. Let's go pull up his channel really quick. So I was watching Coding Phase back in 2019. In 2019, I was a bum. He says, nah, shout out to you. Been following you for a while, low key. Yo, thank you, man. I appreciate it, bro. And in 2019, I was a literal bum. Like I had no money, nothing, bro, nothing. And one day I came up with a idea for a inventory tracking application, but I didn't know how to code. So I went on YouTube and I started searching for coding videos and I stumbled across Coding Phase's page, man. And that shit motivated the fuck out of me. I'm not even gonna lie. That shit motivated the fuck out of me. And the crazy thing is he was always right about it. He said, yo, you don't need the most experience in the world to get a job. Because what really happened is I wasn't even trying to get a job as an engineer. I just wanted to make a little app so I could get my job done. My bullshit job I had, I just made an app so I could keep track of the inventory because I was doing some fucking warehouse work and I needed an app to track the inventory. But then he kept saying in his videos like, no, you guys don't need to go to no school to be an engineer. You don't need to do any of that stuff. You can start with CSS, HTML, emails, and CSS and JavaScript. And I was like, man, well, I'm already learning iOS, so let me see what I can do with this. And I skipped a bunch of steps because he was saying like, you don't need to go to school. So I'm like, you know what? Let me cancel my fucking, I had signed up for fucking Embry-Riddle fucking engineering, degree in software engineering, computer sciences. And I said, you know what? The semester starts in 2 months. Let me just try to apply to some jobs. And I started applying to jobs. And I got hired to a job for like 100+K, bro. Like, what the fuck? So then that was my first job. And you know, the first job when they did like the interviews and shit, I bullshitted, man. I bullshitted through that whole interview because they asked me like, do you have experience? This, that. I'm just like, yeah, I got it. I've been working as an engineer for a year. That was bullshit. I had never worked as an engineer ever. I just knew the basics and I knew how to do data structures and algorithms. Barely. So I passed the interview and I get a job. Turns out I worked at that company for like 6 months. But the problem is that my mindset was fucked up, man. Even when I had the job, my mindset was not right because I was still thinking like an employee. So come to find out, last year in October, I got laid off. I got laid off like 4 days before my birthday. What a fucking birthday present. I got laid off and I spent 6 months with no job. And that's when I realized like this job shit, like, okay, you might need a job to transition, but this job shit is not necessary. Like, you need to go do your own thing. Oh, coding phase, bro. You know how much the tuition is for Embry Riddle? That shit is like $70,000. And it would have been 4 years wasted. Even my brother told me, once I got a job as an engineer, like in 2024, my brother came to me and he said, you do realize that you've been working at this company for 4 years. And if you had gone to school for this, you'd be just graduating right now and you'd have $70,000 worth of debt. Which is crazy because I skipped that whole step. No education, got a job, and paid off all my debts. But the problem, like I was saying, is my mindset was not correct because I was still thinking as an employee. So when I got laid off, I spent 6 months with no job. But that's when the gears in my head started turning and I realized, like, what the fuck am I doing with a job? Like, don't get me wrong, I got a new job. Yo, they sent me the computer. Yo, coding phase, I got a new job. But at this point, I'm going to do my job, but I'm working on my own shit on the side, bro. And I'm like, I'm ready to make some fucking real money. Some real money. So the first thing I started working on was this, which I was explaining to somebody a few days ago. This is called UAT Help. It's a consulting business for engineering. I'm already reaching out to companies. I already have 3 project managers that are open to working with me. And this is going to be completely me delegating the work to other people. I'm not going to touch not even one line of code. I'm just getting the customers that need help to get through the UAT phase of their project. This website is my website, by the way. I built this shit in a day. Yo, with ChatGPT and Claude and all this crazy shit, man, you don't even need to know how to code anymore. Like, I'm not a web developer. I just told it like, yo, make me a website that looks like the Apple website. And here's the outline of what I want it to be about, and go make me that shit. And it made me a whole ass website with like HTML, JavaScript, CSS, everything. The little Node.js form that sends emails. It made me the whole landing page. But my point is that I'm reaching out to companies because when I was working at my previous company, you know, I was the one who launched the application for AT&T Secure Family. I was the developer who went from start to finish with the launch. So I was very hands-on in the deployment to production of the application and doing like all the App Store Connect shit, all of the Apple App Store compliance, the fast lane, all of the nonsense you need to do, all of the privacy policies and terms and conditions and policy manifests and all of that nonsense. So I figured like, yo, now that so many people are doing this, so many people are... Where'd it go? Now that so many people are vibe coding, a lot of people that are vibe coding, they don't realize that you can build the whole application, but when you go to submit it to the App Store, that shit might get rejected. And a lot of these people are not going to know how to get through the Apple App Store Connect approval process. So I thought to myself, damn, instead of complaining about AI and crying about it, oh my God, there's so many people using AI to write code. What am I going to do? There's no jobs. Forget about that. become a consultant, figure out the weak spots that people have, and capitalize on that, and you can make a boatload of money. This UAT company, the only reason I haven't grabbed any of the projects that have been offered so far is because I need to find the other engineers, which I already have one or two, to delegate the work to. And I've been very focused on launching my app. I'm trying to launch my app this weekend, if not latest next Friday. So I'm focusing on this because this app is projected to make like $15,000, $16,000 a month. So let me get that out the door. That's going to be making its own money. And then I can focus on the UAT help thing. And then I have 2 other projects that involve 2 other people that I got to get rolling as well. And we're going to be trying to launch an app every fucking month. And some apps will hit and make money and some won't. This app I'm building right now might fail. He says, there you go, roll the button. You got it, bro. You know, I'm learning something, coding phase. I'm learning something because originally my mindset was fucked up. I had a mindset where I thought I had to do everything, but now I'm realizing like the power of delegation, bro. The power of coming up with the idea and then telling other people like, yo, do this, do that, do this, do this, do that. My job is just to fucking facilitate the work to the people who can handle it. And that way I'll get way more done. So this app, we're basically doing like a venture capitalist strategy, but instead of going and finding venture capitalists to invest in our own apps, we're investing in our apps to sell. We're launching hundreds of apps, and the ones that hit are the ones that we stick to. And I've been seeing, oh my God, my girlfriend's calling me. He says, I've been calling your ass again. Oh. Oops. What I'm learning is you gotta fail fast. This app took me 2 weeks to make. I'm going to launch it. And we're gonna launch it, we're gonna reach out to influencers that are in this niche. So for example, this is an app about childcare, right? Baby care. So we're gonna reach out to parents that make YouTube videos or TikToks or Instagram reels, and we're gonna drop like a bag on them. Like, yo, hey, get me 15,000 views. We're gonna pay you $1,000 per 15,000 views. Boom. We're gonna go ahead and get the influencers to promote this shit. If it succeeds, we invest in it. If it fails, we move to the next project. And we just start launching app after app after app after app. I have been seeing all these young guys making millions of dollars, man. There's people on here making $100,000 a month. A month. $100,000 a month. And all they're doing is vibe coding apps. They're launching bullshit apps. I saw some kid yesterday. He had a fitness training AI app. This nigga was making $70,000 a month. I saw a guy who had a spending tracker making $35,000 a month. Everybody's making crazy money doing this. And the thing is that we're in a valley where it's a little bit too complicated for the average Joe to do it just yet. So I told somebody that this reminds me of the beginning of like drop shipping or the beginning of like Amazon FBA, where there were people doing it, but it wasn't super popular yet because it was still kind of complicated. But I know for a fact that as time goes by and the AIs become more and more advanced, then it's going to be, this market has a limited time span. In fact, being a software engineer, and I saw your last video about being moving on to finance and trading, day trading, I have to agree with you. I have to agree with you because this being a software engineer, that shit has an expiration date. This shit is almost over. By 2030, there's going to be something different. And being a software engineer is going to be something different too, because the new company that I got hired at is an AI first company. These guys don't want to even see you writing code. You're basically just reviewing code. That's the direction we're going in. And at some point, you're not going to need reviewers anymore. So we need to get up right now. Well, this is in a period of time where it's not super popular. There's not a bunch of people doing it yet. We need to jump in and make the money now, because in 3 years, vibe coding an app is not going to make you millions of dollars, because everybody's going to be doing it. Because there's going to be more people like me making videos about it and TikToks about it. And then more young people, the next generation, is all going to be doing that shit. Just like how they fucking took over Amazon FBA and drop shipping, and everybody's a drop shipper all of a sudden. You can't, there's oversaturation of drop shippers. The same thing's going to happen with this. I can already see the writing on the wall. I just got lucky that I already know how to build apps. So for me, it's fast. I can get through this shit fast. I can be like, yo, ChatGPT, build me this thing. It makes the fucking outline. I look at it. I edit the shit I need to edit. I'm done. Right now, the only thing that's holding this app back is not even the app. The app is done. There's no bugs. I went through everything. No bugs. Everything is clean. The database works fine. Everything is good. The only thing stopping me right now is the marketing material. And the truth is, I could do the marketing material myself, but I decided not to, because I said, if I do everything myself, I'm going to fall back into the same mindset that I had before of doing everything myself and getting burnt out. You know, back in before I became an engineer, back at the same time when I was learning how to code, I started a little marketing firm doing Facebook ads, Instagram ads, Google ads, and I tried to do everything myself. I went out, I got the customers, I got 5 customers. They were paying $1,000 a month. $5,000 a month ain't no money, but it's a lot of money when you're a brokey. And I was doing everything myself. I was making the ad copies. I was posting the ads. I was doing all of the work. I was doing the market research. I was going out. I was doing every single fucking step myself. And I got burnt out. And then when I got my engineering job, I dropped it. I said, you know what? This is too much work. I can't do both things. That's because I was thinking as an employee. That's because I had a fucking employee mindset. And the truth is that was a big screw up, because I already had 5 clients. All I needed to do was delegate that work to somebody else, get my engineering job, use the money from the engineering job to fund that company, get salespeople, get more designers, get more, everything I needed, you know, all the different levels of work tasks, hire employees, and that shit would have been making money right now. So I've learned my lesson. The lesson is that it is better to delegate the work to other people than to try to do everything yourself. And also, you got to move fast, and perfection is the enemy of completion. It doesn't need to be perfect. Like, I know that there's probably developers that would come up with an app like this one that I'm working on right now, and they would just work on this shit forever. Oh, it's not perfect yet. It's not. Who gives a fuck if it's perfect or not? It doesn't need to be perfect. That's the one thing that I've learned working at a giant software company. It doesn't need to be perfect. Companies ship incomplete products all the time. They beta test products in the live all the time. You need to have a bare minimum functioning product, launch it, see if there's a response in the fucking public, and then when you see a response and you see the potential for return on investment, that's when you start investing time and resources into perfecting it. So that's why this app, it has a few features. It doesn't have that much. It has an AI prompt where they can talk to the AI and ask it questions specifically about babies. It has some alerts that show up that are based off of the AI that tell you what to do with your child if you go over. It has push notifications to let you know you need to wake up and feed your kid or change his diaper or do whatever task you need to do with the kid. It has some alerts and some animations, and that's about it. A log, so you can see what you logged. Fucking the actual ability to write to the logs, like the feed, sleep, all that stuff. It's very simple. This is very simple. Because if I sit here and try to build this forever, then I'm never going to fucking launch it. And if I never launch it, I'm never going to make money. So I just don't know, you know, but I do, like I said, again, I do want to give a shout out to the coding phase, because I think that if I had never watched coding phase's videos, I would not have known that you could just get a job as an engineer. without a piece of paper that says, oh, I went to school for 4 years, and I would probably be in hella debt right now, or maybe not even become an engineer at all. Because the truth is, and I've said this many times, as a young Hispanic black guy, I mean, I'm Hispanic, but just in general, as a young minority, a lot of the times you don't even know what opportunities you have available to you. When I was learning how to code, I didn't know I could even get a job as a developer. I didn't know that was a thing. And I didn't even know how much money developers make. I found out how much money developers make because of Coding Phase, and there was another channel that I used to watch. There was a guy, I don't remember his name. Coding Phase knows who he is because I've seen it. He interviewed him before. It was a blonde guy. He used to complain about jobs all the time, and he would like record his interviews. Those two people are the ones that made me like open my eyes to the reality of like, there's easy money out here. Like, what am I doing? Like, I'm over here working at like a fucking factory grinding when I can sit at a computer and chill. And the truth is, even when engineering goes away, software engineering goes away, there's always going to be something to do. There's always going to be some new trend you can jump on that's going to make you money. You just got to have your eyes open and your ears to the ground. And I really think that more YouTubers like me need to be on here because, you know, the same way Coding Phases channel motivated me and showed me that I can make money doing this. That's my goal for my channel. That's my goal for my channel. My goal is that there's going to be some young guy who is not happy with his financial situation or whatnot. And one day he stumbles across my channel and he hears something that I say and it resonates with him. And then he goes out and he makes hella bread. Hella bread. That's what I want. I want to motivate other people to go out and do it. And I'm not talking about just becoming an engineer. I'm just talking about in general. Just in any field. To go out and do it. That's the only way you're going to succeed in this world is doing it. Anybody can sit around in their house and talk and say, oh, I have this idea or that idea. Oh, I saw this thing on TV or that thing on TV. This, that. Anybody can do that. There are plenty of people that have amazing ideas and the ideas never come to fruition because that person never does it. They're too afraid of failing. When in reality, failure is the key to success. Failure is the key to success. If you don't go out and fail, you're never going to succeed. You can't sit in your house all the time afraid of failure. And that's the thing. A lot of people have a fear of failing. They have a fear that they're going to go out and try to do something and it's not going to work out and people are going to look at them and point the finger and laugh. Let them laugh. Today I heard something that hit me. It hit me like a fucking train. Yo, can I don't know what it's because I was watching too much slop content, bro. I was watching too much slop content. That slop content shit will ruin your brain. Seriously. If you stop watching slop content and start watching some like real life shit, that shit will change your whole perspective. And also not having a job for 6 months and then getting evacuated from our apartment woke me the fuck up. It woke me the fuck up, bro. I was like, holy shit. Like, this is real life? In real life, you can be on top, right? 1 month you're driving around in a fucking $200,000 supercar, living in a bougie ass apartment with your beautiful girlfriend, your daughter, a bunch of friends that are millionaires. You think you made it. And then the next month you lose your job. You lose your job. You fucking get evacuated from your apartment. You crash your $200,000 car. You're back to ground zero. That shit woke me the fuck up, man. He says, what's some examples of slop content versus not in your mind? Slop content, I would say like DDG, Kai Cenat, fucking Neon. Any content that doesn't teach you how to either improve yourself emotionally or financially. Like content that's just spectacle for spectacle's sake. And don't get me wrong, it's fine. I'm not trying to say you can't take any time to go look at some leisure content occasionally. But if that's the only thing you're doing, and if you're propagating that, you know, all of the drama slop, because, you know, reacting to drama slop is, I'm not going to lie, sometimes it was fun, but how's it helping me? It's not making me smarter. I'm not learning anything new. It's not motivating me to go out and create. And also it's dragging other people down. It's literally dragging other people down. Me sitting here and being a megaphone for slop content is a disservice to every single viewer that comes in here and watches, because it's just gonna rot their brain, man. I don't know what else to say. Like, they're not gonna be motivated to do anything. Oh, AI slop as well, Corb. AI slop, but it depends on, the thing is that AI is a double sword, right? A double-sided sword. You can use AI for good. There are channels, bro. There's this one fucking channel on Instagram. He makes AI videos. Oh my fucking God. They're so fucking good, bro. Let me pull him up really quick and I'll show you the channel. He makes fucking AI videos that are so fucking good. High quality, insane storylines. And that kind of content is fine. I'm gonna pull up his channel because he actually made a full-on movie and it was so fucking good. It was so fucking good. Let me see if I can find this channel first, and then I will show you the YouTube channel because on his I found it. She had him. And maybe you guys have seen this. Okay, his channel is Gossip Goblin. Let me pull it up on YouTube and I'll show you guys what he's been doing. But this is like high quality AI content. So this guy, he made a full-on movie, 25-minute long movie, 21 minute. The patch right.
In the archives?
Yes. Try to source a fresh stem.
He made a whole ass movie, and it was so good.
But nah, that's just plumbing. The mine's where the rust really blooms.
He made a whole ass movie. I literally have watched so much of this guy's content, and this is made with AI, but it's high quality. It's high quality content. Like, he has a whole storyline. It's all written out. It's not just random brainless slop. But then there's a lot of brainless rot, just complete brain rot that has no value. It's not made with high quality, and it's about nonsense. And that kind of content, I don't condone it. I really do think that this platform, YouTube, is going down a dark path because there's so many slop channels and there's so many channels that spread disinformation. So as an individual, I guess the responsibility is on us to avoid consuming content that withers our critical thinking skills. And unfortunately, content, a lot of it, if you're a kid and you have no critical thinking skills yet, and you start binge watching that kind of content that's just mindless, it will fuck you up for life. I'm convinced you'll be cooked. And it's not me trying to be on a high horse at all. Because I mean, I'm a human. And I'll watch the occasional random video that doesn't add anything to my life. But you got to recognize when you're doing it and say, you know what, man, I'm wasting a lot of time. Let me get back on my path. Because like I was saying in the beginning of the stream, I know a lot of you guys weren't in here when I first started the stream, but life is about being a consumer or either being a consumer or a producer, a leader or a follower. And if you're a consumer, you're never going to get to that next level. You're just not. It's impossible. You have to produce more than you consume. You need to add value back into the system. The only way you're gonna receive value is if you add value. That's how it works. That's how the universe works. You put in to get out. You can't just sit around consuming and expect to get something out of it. You're not. You're gonna be at the bottom of the barrel. All of the people that are self-made successes, they became that way because they added value back into the system. They figured out a way to produce something that other people needed, whether it was a service or a product or even entertainment. But they figured out something that was needed in the market and they provided that. Supply and demand. That's all it comes down to. I'm convinced that every single aspect of our life comes down to supply and demand. If something is in high supply, it has no value. If you can find a niche that has a low supply that people are craving, then you can extract the value out of that and become wealthy and successful. But I think that the problem is that the way we're educated, our mindset is completely skewed. Our mindset, a lot of people place their value in this. They don't realize that this is not the value. This is not the value. This is just a representation of that value. But it's very hard to explain that to somebody because when they're struggling because they're in a survival mindset, right? They're not in an abundance mindset. They're in a survival mindset. When you're in a survival mindset, your brain can't comprehend an abstraction like that. There's levels to this fucking game, man. There's levels to this game. And I'm here to try and give you the fucking cheat codes. And the truth is, the truth is it's not even cheat codes. It's not, I would be lying to you if I said they were cheat codes, I mean, saying give you the cheat codes sounds nice. It sounds sexy. But the truth is there are no cheat codes. The cheat code is fucking put in the work. That's it. The cheat code is when you get an idea, implement it immediately. Whether it be a coding idea, a game, a video, whatever it is you're doing. You get an idea, do it immediately. Procrastination is not going to get you there. Even with this YouTube thing that I've been doing, I don't know what people think, but this shit isn't a fucking walk in the park. You think that I want to, today when I was going to go live, I didn't want to go live. I thought to myself, like, man, should I even do this shit? But that's where the fucking downfall comes in. It's not about fucking being motivated. Fuck motivation. It's about being disciplined. It's about being disciplined. Motivation can only get you so far, man. Motivation can only get you so far. Motivation is not going to get you to the top of the mountain. Discipline is going to get you to the top of the mountain. Motivation can get you to base camp. Motivation can get you 3/4 up, 2/4 up, halfway up. But when you get to where the fucking oxygen is thin and it's cold as fuck and you're climbing that fucking mountain, the only thing that's going to keep you from turning around or just staying there and dying is discipline, bro. Putting one hand in front of the other hand and making your way up that fucking mountain. Not giving up. Enduring. Endurance. Will fucking power. Sheer fucking willpower. And I think that's what a lot of people lack. A lot of people fucking lack that. They lack the fucking willpower to continue on their fucking vision. Yo, Ghost, thank you for joining the stream. And it's unfortunate because the only way you're going to succeed in this fucking world is if you have discipline, enough discipline to believe in yourself, not give a fuck about anybody else around you. I am sorry. People get really upset when I say this kind of stuff. They say, yo, Scott is a fucking egomaniac. Scott is selfish. Scott is this. Scott is that. But the truth is that in this world, if you want to really be successful, if you want to get to the top of that fucking mountain, you got to give a no fucks. No fucks. You can't care if other people laugh at you. You can't care if people think that what you're doing is corny or silly or ridiculous. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. When I was a brokey and I would tell people like, yo, I'm learning how to code and this and that, and I want to get a Porsche, people would laugh at me. But they weren't laughing when I pulled up in the fucking car, were they? They weren't laughing when I showed up with the $20,000 Rolex and a Louis Vuitton suit, were they? They weren't laughing when I pulled up with the fucking McLaren, were they? Doors go up, motherfucker. So you can't let fucking people on the sidelines deter you from meeting your goals because those people, they have no fucking future. They're NPCs. And I hate to be that way, but that's the way I move in life. That's the way I see the world. I see this shit as a video game, and most of the people I encounter, they ain't gonna add up to shit. They're NPCs. The people who want to make it can get behind me and follow, but I know most people are not gonna do that. This channel is a testament to that. When we were watching slop content, Kai Sanat, we had 3,000 motherfuckers in here watching the stream. 4,000 motherfuckers watching the stream. Some of you guys were in here when I was doing that. Every single fucking night, we had thousands of people in here. The moment I pivoted away from making slop and focusing on my own shit, which was still slop, we lost half the people. More than half. We lost 90% of them. And now that we're doing serious adult content to make niggas money, to make them successful, we lost even more. And you know what? If I were a person who cared about the NPCs on the sidelines, I would give up or I would go back. But I'm not going to do that. You're never going to see me backtrack and say, oh man, damn, bro. We used to have 4,000 people watching the stream. Now we only have 50, man. Let me go back and do React content. Let me go back and restream. And when we had 50 and then it dropped to 20, I didn't say, oh man, let me go back and react to random videos on the internet, man, because we had 50, now we only have 20. And when it dropped to 10, because I stopped doing random reactions to random shit, oh man, let me stop doing what I'm doing right now and go back to reacting to random shit. Because me talking most of the time about my day and stuff, that's not getting enough people. And now that I'm on this fucking motivation arc of making bread and showing you guys how to do it, and we only have like 5 people in this bitch, I'm not gonna say, oh man, fuck, oh god damn, fuck, man. I gotta go back to doing what I was doing before, man. I gotta go back. I gotta go back because that's where the money was at. That's where the views were at. No, I'm not gonna do that shit. Because I am confident in my ability to succeed. And even if this shit fails, I don't care because I'm having fun doing what I want to do. That's what I feel like people don't understand, man. People constantly came in here and they want to tell me, oh, Scott, you should do this or do that for views. I ain't a fucking circus performer to try and do shit for views, nigga. Are you stupid? I'm doing what I do because I want to do it. I talk about the topics I want to talk about because I want to talk about those topics. It's like you can be a follower who does stuff for attention and views, be the fucking circus monkey, or you can be a serious human that masters their own fucking legacy. You really think I want my legacy to be, oh, I was reacting to Kai Cenat? Oh, y'all niggas are tripping, bro. Oh my God. Like, I'd rather have no legacy than that one. And there are people out here that will argue with me about this and say, well, man, you know, but when you're doing that, at least you're getting views. You can pivot this and that. Like, no, dude, you're not understanding who I am as a person, bro. That's the problem. People don't understand what I'm about. I am not fake. I will never fake it, man. I don't understand how many times I need to say this. Y en cuántos idiomas lo tengo que decir. Yo nunca voy a ser falso. Nunca. Never. I'm myself. I'm never going to fake it. I'm never going to fucking try and do a bait and switch my audience. None of that shit. If you like it, you roll with it. If you don't, you can fuck off. Social media, Kanai, right now is fucking rotten to its core. And you know what the crazy thing is? A lot of the people that blow up, this goes to my other app idea. I think I already spoke about the app idea. I'm trying to make a clipping platform. A lot of the people that you see that are famous in social media are not funny or entertaining or talented or anything. They just have a lot of money to spend on clippers. That's all it comes down to. The clipping platform app, Ghost, or the baby app. The baby app is called Nurture AI. The clipping app, the working name right now is ClipPay. I already built the app basically, and I'm trying to build the website out and the back end. And then we need to get some clippers on there, and we need to get some content creators. And I already have 2 content creators that have lots of followers that are on board. One of them has 2 million, and the other one has 6 million followers. Yep, Kanai, it's all because of the clippers, bro. I saw a video yesterday about Neon, and this motherfucker spent $1 million. He spent $1 million in a month on clippers. So it's all fugazi, bro. It's pay to win. And that's the reason why a guy like me, who actually has a personality, is struggling to really blow up in the space, because back in the day, when you blew up, it was because you actually were entertaining. You actually had something to say. You were actually funny or smart, or, you know, you were doing something that actually added some sort of value to the community, like I was saying earlier. But nowadays, there's so much slop and it's so pay to win that a person like me who actually can be entertaining and adds value gets drowned out by the people that are paying. But it doesn't matter to me because I know at some point, yo, by your fruits, they'll know you. And I know that I got a personality and I know that I can be funny. So I know that sooner or later, my time will come. Sooner or later, I will make it as a content creator. And I don't need to do all this fake shit. It might take a really long time, but I know I'm going to do it because I know who I am, bro. And I know that every single thing that I've tried to do in my entire life, I've succeeded at. I can't even think of one thing that I've worked on where I didn't have some sort of fucking success indicator. I just need to lock in and keep on going. Oh yeah, I'm sorry, Jacob. It's sometimes it's just so hard to remember the names. I mean, I guess now that I only have like 5 people in here for the last few days, I'll probably be able to remember the names a little better. But it's so hard sometimes. But let me get a cup of tea so I can get my throat. My throat is getting sore from yelling. Give me just a second, guys. The other thing I wanted to say is when you're being yourself and you're talking about topics that you truly are interested in, it's easier to do this. It's easier to do this because I'm just talking off the cuff about something that I'm actually passionate about. Whereas when I was reacting to the slop content and nonsense and drama, since I genuinely, in my heart of hearts, was not that interested in those topics, it was very hard to talk about them on camera because I was being myself, but I wasn't being authentically myself. Does that make sense? Whereas now, right now, for example, I'm just talking about something that I actually care about. So it's easy to fucking talk. There's no stuttering. There's no backtracking. There's no overthinking. There's no overanalyzing because I'm just talking about some shit that I really believe in. I really believe that. It's a waste of time to fucking cover slop content. It's a waste of time to fucking sit in your house idle-handed, doing nothing, waiting for a miracle to be successful. Like, that's not how life works, man. For the longest time, I was just a little brokey. And even when I lost my first job as an engineer, for those 6 months, everybody was telling me like, oh, it's going to be so hard, blah, 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 blah. I have ex-coworkers that have been messaging me talking about they have not had a job interview since they got let go. And it's like, I'm not a fucking super genius. I'm a dumbass. I'm an idiot. I failed computer science, my intermediate computer science courses. I don't know what I'm doing. But for some reason, I got hella interviews. I'm not some sort of super genius. I'm not the best fucking anything. I'm just disciplined. That's all. Every single day when I was unemployed, I'd wake up, I would apply to hella jobs. I would do hella interviews. You've got to think if a job made a posting and they got 1,000 fucking people applying and I ended up landing the job, then there must be something I did or said or something special about me that got me the job. And also, every single day that you apply to jobs, you're putting your ticket in the bucket. So at some point, the bucket's going to have an overwhelming amount of your tickets in it. The same thing with this fucking content creation thing. Every single time I go live, every single time I post a video, I'm putting a ticket in that bucket. But what happens when you give up? You stop putting tickets in the bucket. So how do you expect to be found or blow up if you're not making content, if you're not producing? if you're not applying to jobs. No one's going to find you. No one's going to go to your house and be like, oh, is this Kanai? Oh, we've been looking for you, man. You just got this free Lamborghini, this wife, and a vacation to Bali. That's not how it works. You got to go out and you got to get that shit yourself. You got to go out and get that shit. That's what you need to do. Ain't going to happen by itself. I mean, I wish to, Kanai. You know what's crazy? I say that, but there's probably some cocksucker somewhere who that he got to knock on his door one day. Is this Jacob Smith? Okay, you just won the Georgia sweepstakes for 200. He's gonna be like, man, I don't even remember applying to the sweepstakes. Well, it's because we just got it from a random list of citizens in your area. But that's like a 1 in a billion fucking chance, man. Most people, they need to be putting in the work every day, man. Every day. Every fucking day. With the application that I'm working on right now, market research tells me that the application has the potential to make 200. Let me look this up. I got it here in front of me. The application has the potential to make $240,000. That's $2,000 a month in 12 months. No, I'm sorry, 2,000 monthly paid subscribers in 12 months. And this is just my first app, bro. This is just my first fucking app out there in the market. Market opportunity. 3.6 million babies are born in the US annually. $9.2 billion global baby care app market by 2027. 41% of first-time parents feel overwhelmed in the first 90 days. 78% of parents Google symptoms at 2 a.m. Bro, my app literally already has a fucking potential audience from day one. All I need to do is fucking do the promoting, because nobody's gonna find your app if you don't promote it. All I need to do is my promotions, my ad campaigns, and I'm gonna get hella subscribers. And then I'm gonna start making hella money. This is not like something unique. It's not something unique. It's not something special. There's so many people right now on the internet doing this, making hundreds of thousands of dollars a month from apps, simple apps. And you know, the thing is, when I'm saying this, people will be like, oh, well, that's always been a thing. But the thing is that back in the day, to build an app like this one would have taken you so fucking long. This app would have taken you 6 months to build. He says, can you send me the link to your app? The app's not live yet, Ghost. It's going live this weekend. I'm trying to launch it this weekend. So it will probably be live by next week, and then I can get you the link. But I was going to say an app like this would have taken you minimum 4 months to develop, I would say. Because there's so much in here, bro. There's so many files. There's so many layers to this. There's so many legalities. There's so much shit you need to do. It would have taken forever to build this. But now with Claude Code and ChatGPT and knowing how to code yourself, like if you know how to code, if you're already a developer and then you use ChatGPT and Claude to expedite the process, you can get shit done super duper duper fast. Because you can build out the skeleton, you can work on the fucking bugs and stuff yourself, whatever you can do quickly. Then if you get stuck, you ask the AI quickly, like, yo, what's this, what's that? You can ask the AI for new features. You can ask the AI, hey, sanity check this really quick, make sure everything's good. You're working super fast. It's like having a team of people working for you. Never in the history of humanity has the ability to make money this fast ever existed. This is like the advent of the internet, but on steroids. You can work super fast. You can get stuff done super quickly. So tonight, what I wanted to show you guys was how I built the animations, these animations. Because even these animations, if this was 2018, making these animations would have taken forever. You gotta hire a designer. Then you have to hire an animator. Then you have to fucking, you know, then you have to fucking, then you have to integrate it to your application. There's so many steps. Coming up with the, first of all, I don't know if you guys even noticed, but the baby that I'm showing on screen is the app logo. So the app logo is this, right? This. And I think I just asked ChatGPT, because, you know, ChatGPT makes fire logos if you give it good instructions. I asked I asked ChatGPT to come up with a logo that fit the branding of my application. It came up with this. And then from this image, I said, yo, okay, now make me a cartoon character that I can use for all of my animations. Okay? So then it made the animation. It made PNG image. So I think of the PNG image on the computer. I'll show you that really quick. And then we can go through the steps of what I did to actually generate the animation. So I was going to use something called Lottie files, which is good too, but it was taking too much time and it seemed like too much of a learning curve. So I figured I'll just use video, and then I will create a low resolution version of the video, small file encoding so that it would fit in the app and not take a lot of space up. So where is it? So in here, I put all this stuff in a folder. I'm trying to remember what I called the folder. I think maybe it's on the drive. Not in here. This is the icon. I don't think it's in here either. This is my thumbnail building thing. Okay, so it's definitely in the downloads. Let's sort this by modified. Did I put it in here? It's kind of funny. I don't remember I put the original image. No. Now that I remember, I think I did put it in here. Also, I don't need this anymore. Kind of funny. I don't remember I put this. Design files. Maybe it's in this one. This is what happens when you're not organized. Yeah, okay. So, this was the image that ChatGPT generated. It's just a PNG image, right? So it generated a PNG image, and then I asked it, can you give me several other character images for different scenarios? And I told it the scenarios. I said, make me an image for when the baby is crying. Make me an image for when the baby is drinking its bottle. Make me an image for when the baby is sleeping. Make me an image for the baby diaper changing. I haven't made this one yet as an animation. So maybe we can, well, I don't want to spend money on it right now. Actually, you know what? I can. Let's just do it. And then the baby playing with toys. So what we're going to do, let's just open this in Photoshop really quick. Yo, on the rise. Thank you for joining the stream, bro. Hope you're having a great day. He says, whatever you do, don't assimilate with the AI like a Borg. Bro, I might. Bro. I don't even know, man. At this point, this shit is getting pretty tempting. So let's go ahead and crop this down. We only have the baby on the changing board. I'm going to show you guys how I did this before. So let's just crop it down so we only have the baby in the changing board. Somebody knocking on the door. Okay. So now we have a PNG image of, I don't want to do that. We have a PNG image of a baby on a changing board, right? Transparent background. So now let's go ahead and save this as a PNG. What size is it? We can make it a little bigger. Let's just make it 1,000. Okay. And let's save it. We got to change the name of this. We'll save it to the downloads. Save baby changing. Okay. So we save the baby as a baby changing. Now we can close Photoshop. We don't need it anymore. So now we're going to go to Open Art. We're going to go to Open Art, right? Now I have hella tokens on Open Art right now. I have 11,000 tokens. This does cost money. Just a heads up. Where are my glasses at so I can see what I'm doing? So on Open Art, we're going to go to image to video. And we're going to grab the images of the baby. So we're going to grab the first one, starting frame. We'll grab our character. And then the ending frame, we'll grab the one we just made. And then we will give this a prompt. And 5 seconds is fine because it's going to be on a loop anyway. Animate. No, let's make this smoothly. Animate at 60 frames per second. A baby going from relaxing to being changed. Make the background solid black with no gradients or shadows so that it is easily seeable. Also, please do not include any shadows or reflections in this video. The aspect ratio needs to be 1:1 square. Okay. So now we have the prompt and we're going to use the Cling 2.6 model. Actually, let's see if we can use it. I used Cling before, but let's use 3.0. See if we can get a little bit more advanced here. Duration, no audio off. Let's see what it does. Let's see if it actually follows the fucking instructions because sometimes it bugs out. So now we're going to let that generate the video and then you guys will see what I do when I get the video. But there's a whole process to this, guys, and it took me a whole day to come up with the workflow because I couldn't find a workflow on the internet that worked efficiently. And a lot of apps like Duolingo use something called Lottie, Lottie. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it the right way. And I did start going through the course to learn how to use Lottie properly. But essentially it's this program. It doesn't matter video or just basically a GIF animation. This generates like a JSON file that a library can decode and it creates the animation. It's very lightweight, but I figured out, if you spend the money, like I have Compressor app on my computer. So if you have something like Compressor app, you can make a high quality video like the ones I made and just compress it to be a small file size. And it will be even smaller than a Lottie file. So that's basically what I did. And then I created an engine that renders the video in the app in the background. So the best of both worlds, the engine that we created takes both types of files. So it will take Lottie files, but it will also take video. You can use both, which is pretty good. So here I have, I'm going to show you guys how the animations are controlled. Here I have the enum that has the different states. So sleeping, feeding, diaper change, playing, relax, crying. And then it has a string value to each tied to each one of these. And all I needed to do is add my files with the names of the character states. So as you can see, I have character crying, character feeding, character relaxing, character sleeping, right? I have all of these. And then the names match up because our engine, the engine looks at the names, and based off of those names, it assigns a video. The one thing I don't like is that this was put in an insanely annoying spot. I'm having issues fucking finding it. So I'm going to find it the hard way because I can't find it the way I need to find it. Let's see. So where are we? This is the onboarding view. And it's not what I'm looking for. Well, actually, I can use the onboarding view too. I think I have what I'm looking for here as well. Let's see. Where is it? You got the progress bar. You got the steps. The first step is separated, I remember. I don't think it's going to be here. Yeah, first step is separated. Did I not put this in the background? Oh, I want to release it this weekend if possible on the Rise. I just got some legal stuff I need to take care of with it, and I delegated the work, the legal work, to somebody else. So I'm just waiting on them to come back and complete it, essentially. Okay, this is the problem. So the character view. The character view is inside of the fucking home folder where it really shouldn't be in there. So I should probably move it when I get a chance. But this is where we have the fucking, the controller that controls how these videos get rendered. And as you can see, it takes both types. It takes a JSON, and it can also take a .move movie. So by now it should be done, right? Let's go back to here. Let's see if it finished. Oh my God, it didn't listen. So you see what I mean when I said it doesn't listen sometimes? Oh, well, you know, we only need the end part anyway. So we might be able to get away with it. I don't know why sometimes it doesn't fucking listen. I really only need the end of this video. I'm not going to bother regenerating the entire video. Let's go ahead and download it. Okay. So now we downloaded the file. So then what I do after that is I go to Final Cut. That's the one thing that's annoying with the AI, that you'll give it a prompt and I said no fucking gradients and give me a solid black background, and it still gave me a bullshit background, but it doesn't matter because we got what we needed anyway. So let's go ahead and grab the video, get it generated, and we throw it in here. Let's add it to the timeline. Changing baby. And then what we're going to do is we're going to key out the black. So I like to, unfortunately on Final Cut, for some stupid reason, you can't change the color of the canvas. So what I normally do is I'll grab a shape, and I throw a shape behind this whole thing. We'll just grab white, Let's just make the white high contrast. So we'll raise the fucking contrast on it so that it's high contrast now. And then we'll go to here, right? So now it's pure white. Then we go in here and we're going to key out the black. I'm breaking this in half because I'm going to try and key out this brown too if I can. We'll just see if we can do it. Let's start with this part though first. So let's key this out. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to go back to the to the effects. We're going to go to Luma key, which is just taking darks and lights. We're going to throw a Luma key on top of this. And then we are going to drag this until we only see the baby. And as you can see, this one is kind of giving us a little bit of problems. I can break this in half. I get the colors in here. But as you guys can see, I'm just fiddling around with the Luma. Ironically, almost. This one's actually hard to do. This one's actually hard to do. Like the ones I had yesterday were way easier for some reason. Let's try and it's okay. We can get away with that because what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this in a second. And then I'm going to smart. So now we're going to go ahead and remove this Luma. That. And we're going to go ahead and make this. So this is just the full original image. And we're going to go ahead and do a magnetic mask on it. See if we can get a good one. Damn, the AI did shit job at defining the lines. Let's just see if we can get a good one. How close can we get it? There. Damn. This one's actually hard to fucking do. I don't know why though. That's close. Okay. That's pretty close. So then now we're gonna go ahead and have it analyze the image. I think we might have got it though. And then done. Not perfect, but it's better than. So now we can get rid of the first part because the first part has this gradient. It's gonna be the gradient would probably make it incredibly impossible to fucking like. I don't think I can clip this out from there. We can try really quick, but I don't think it's gonna be easy. It's gonna be extremely fucking hard to do because a stupid ass AI didn't listen. So yeah, because you see how there's like a gradient. Maybe I could do a color mask on this though and just maybe tune out the color. I think doing it this way. Let's get rid of the Luma mask for a second. I want to see something. And then if you do the green screen mask, and then I think with the green screen mask, you can choose the color. Yeah. Is there an eyedropper though? There's no eyedropper. Nope. Damn. Why would they not add an eyedropper to this? See, when it's green, it's so easy to do, but this is not green. I could have asked the AI to give me a solid green background. That also works, but I don't like doing it that way because sometimes it messes up the fucking image. Damn. Damn, they really didn't add a fucking feature. They should just add a dropper. It's okay though. We got what we needed anyway. So then get rid of this. So now this image is transparent. It has a transparent background. You can't see it because it's on black, but it does indeed have a transparent background. Now the trick is that when you export the video, a lot of video programs will flatten the image, like the what are they called? The frames. They'll flatten the frames and rasterize it, and this transparent background will turn into a black background. And we don't want that. We don't want that. Let me see here. Yeah, on Final Cut, I don't think Final Cut is even designed to handle transparencies in video, because they don't even give you the option to show the grid, like the canvas doesn't have even the option to show transparency, which is extremely annoying. And you would think that in 2026 they would have added that feature already, because like people make videos with transparency all the time. But apparently whoever designed this program, Apple, they just, I don't know, they think it's not necessary, which I think is stupid as hell, but who am I? So let me just see if I can refine this a little bit more, because I want the lines to be cleaner. Oh shit, I forgot we don't have the background anymore, so we can't see. We gotta throw, the reason we throw this white background behind this is because remember that in Final Cut you can't see a transparent background, so we gotta throw something behind it so we can see if we're fucking up the lines or not. Obviously the top layer is perfect because I've masked it, but the borders are not going to be perfect. So that's what I'm working on right now. Just getting the borders to be a little thicker, or at least cleaner. So maybe like that. We can make the edges out. Can we? Don't want to soften them too much because then it makes like a weird shadow and it doesn't look good. Okay. And now let's play the video back. Let's see what it looks like. It doesn't look perfect. This animation was not as clean as I needed it to be, but it's fine. So now we're going to export this with transparency. This is the tricky part. We'll let it process for a second, and then we're going to export it with transparency. He says, are you doing a beta version or a full release? It's a full release on the rise, but it's basically a beta. We're going to be beta testing with real people. Okay, so that processed. So now let's go ahead and export it. So when you export this, you need to make sure that you export with whatever program you're using. You need to make sure that it's set to Apple ProRes 444, which means it's going to keep the alpha. The alpha is whether the background is transparent or not. Because all the other formats like 422, the numbers that are here represent the color range that the image has. 444 means it's maintaining all the colors plus the alpha, which is whether the background is transparent or not. So we're going to grab the 444 and then we're going to send this to compressor, because unfortunately Final Cut cannot export videos with the transparency. So we send it to compressor, which is another program. And this is where the real magic happens. So then in compressor, this is compressor. So in compressor, I already set up a new HEVC format. I'll show you guys really quick, called small alpha. So it's an HEVC small format video. We're going to raise the quality up to, where is it? Okay, so encoder type, we're going to change it from faster to slower, higher quality. We're going to keep the quality at the best range. And then resize filter needs to be linear, so this is fine. So this is the program that actually makes this makes it so that we can create a transparent video, right? The most important part is that it has to be HEVC and that you need to say preserve alpha down here so that it keeps the data that informs the rendering system that the background is actually going to be transparent. Otherwise, it will put it on a black background, which is what we don't want. And the way it does this, by the way, if you guys are curious about how it works behind the scenes, is it's really creating frame by frame in PNGs. And since PNGs hold alpha, when they get put together again in a video, frame by frame, it will maintain the alpha that was originally there. If you remove this, it's basically creating JPEGs. So then we're going to grab the preset and we're going to throw it on there. Okay. And then we're going to export this. Okay, so now it's processing. Okay. And now we have, minimize this. And now instead of us having a baby on whatever background this was originally, a black background, now we have a baby on a transparent background. And then this image, I don't really need it in the app because when you're changing the baby's diapers, it happens instantly. It's not like something that happens with time. But I just wanted to show you guys the process of creating the 3D, the animation. And obviously I can make this animation longer. The main problem we have is that the prompt that was generated with OpenArt was not clean enough. Like if you look at the other versions of this that I've had, the lines were way cleaner than this one. I don't know why. I told it specifically, please do not include any shadows or reflections in this video, and it still fucking did it. I said no gradients, solid black with no gradients, and it literally put a gradient. So that's annoying. That's annoying. And maybe it's because I used the Clinch 3.0 instead of just using the Clinch 2 that I was using before. I don't know. I'm sure there's plenty of other ways you can do this. But what I like about this workflow is that the file, when it's done, if I go in here and I say get info and look at the size of the file is only 3 megabytes. It's literally a 3 megabyte file. But the reason it's so small is because we have the compressor tool. I actually had to buy this tool yesterday to get through the flow. It's like a $50 tool, but it's worth it because it has a bunch of fucking video encoding formats and you can get a pretty big video and bring it down. Like if I had like a video that was like 9, 8, 10 gigs and I throw it in here, I can make the video literally megabytes. So it's a pretty good tool. I've had this tool in the past. It was a pirated version, but you know, now I got money so I can buy the real version. I don't need to pirate it. I don't need to be a fucking scumbag pirater. So I don't know. I just wanted to show you guys that. I thought it was cool. Anyways, drop some W's in the chat, guys. I hope this isn't too boring. I'm surprised we don't have more people in here. I really do. You know what? I'm surprised that the other channel, because I'm streaming on both YouTube channels. It's crazy that the other YouTube channel has zero people. But I'm sure with time we'll get more people in here. What I want to do tonight, other than what I just showed you guys, which By the way, what I just showed you guys is a pretty valuable fucking skill. Obviously the thing is that I'm showing you guys this stuff right now, but I don't think I have anybody who's a developer in here or an animator or anything. So it's like I'm giving away information that at the moment, nobody in here is probably that interested in. This is the reason why I need to make more videos. I might make a video about that. Or I might just clip that part out and make a video out of the segment, because that way I can attract more people that are interested in these topics. And that way, when we're streaming, we'll have more people in here watching it. Obviously, that's how you get more people in your streams. You gotta make videos about the topics that you want them to be engaged on. What I wanted to do today was I wanted to expand this onboarding flow. Probably. I don't know if I'll do it on stream or not. I love writing some good code, but I do understand that as a viewer, it might be a little bit off-putting sometimes if you're not like into writing code. Sorry. So the first thing is going in here and seeing like the different screens. So I'll just go to my view model really quick, onboarding view model, because I'm curious. So the onboarding view model has multiple screens. So it has a draft, onboarding draft, onboarding step.name. So it starts on the first step, right? Onboarding step, current step.name. That's where it's starting. Is saving is false, onboarding, DDD. So it has name, birthday, feed. So I'd have to add a new state here. Let's just let me make sure there's no changes open yet. Let's see. Okay, so we're working on a clean slate. Let's create a new branch. Let's work on a new separate branch. I don't want to work on master. In fact, while we're working, let's go ahead and I was gonna publish a build a test flight, but I'll do that at the end. Let's create a new branch. Git branch. Let's call it add product upsell to onboarding. And then let's check out the branch. Git master upsell. I wrote this Git master program so I could check out branches faster. Let's check out the branch. Git branch. So now we're on the branch. I don't know what temp is for. Okay. I actually don't know what temp was for. I should probably just delete. I should delete every single branch here, actually. Let's do that. Git branch. X arguments. Git branch. Let's pipe those into here and let's just delete everything so we can start with the clean slate. Okay. Git branch. Now everything's gone. We only have the branch we're working on. So then now let's add a new case to this. Upsell. Let's just call it upsell. And then progress double, raw value, feeding method, return true. So name, draft.name, trimming. What is this doing? Okay, this is just returning. And then feeding method returns true in advance. So trying to remember, think what is happening here. So when you get the can advance, what does it do? Because I don't want it to, I think this needs to be false. And then this is going to be case dot upsell. And then this is going to be return true, right? Nope. Brought the semicolons. Okay. So then This is the loop. So it's grabbing all the cases and getting the number. Step first index is current step. So it's changing current step to whichever one it is. And then index plus 1 is less than steps.count. Return. Okay. Back is just to go back. Complete. What calls complete? Oh, complete is when it's saving. So when does it save? Let's see. I didn't write this code. ChatGPT wrote this. Claude Code wrote this code for me, so I gotta go back and like understand what it does. So let's jump to the callers. So it calls it on the actual view. If view model.currentStep equals feeding method. Okay, so this needs to change to upsell. Okay, so now it sync container, sync services, Okay, so this is just saving it. This is advanced. Go back. Let's see if there's any other logic that we need to understand in here. So this is just saving everything. Is saving is true. Onboarding save failed. Saves. Makes the instance of the baby object and it saves it in this variable. Then it inserts it into the database. And then it tries to save on the database. That's fine. And then onboarding. I'm assuming can advance. This is checking it each time. So once we're returning this, when else do we use can advance? So callers. So it's only used here. Dot disabled. So if viewModel dot can advance is false or is saving, then the button is disabled. And then this view builder, what does it do? Okay, so this is what sends us the view. So case dot upsell. And then we're gonna grab the upsell view that we already have. So it is called, let's see what it's called. It's called paywall, I think. Let's see if we can find it. I don't remember where it's at. I think it's called paywall though. So let's just start. Yeah, paywall. And let's click on it really quick. Yeah, okay, so paywall. Okay. Now the question I have is this paywall view has everything it already needs, right? So it has is purchasing, it has the services, right? Because it has the app container. The app container has everything it needs. So it has access to the services, but it has buttons at the bottom. And those buttons, does it have a dismiss button is what I'm asking. Because I think this is going to be nested, but I don't know. Because I didn't write this code, so I'd have to go through the whole code to see. Let's go ahead and build and see. We have to sign out. So let's sign out of the app. I'm just hiding because I don't want to show all my personal information. Let's delete the app, actually. Continue. I got to sign out. I got to sign to my Apple account. That's why I hid the screen for a second here, guys. Let's see. Earlier, I was having a problem where it didn't want to sign out. Let's see. Okay, now that worked. So we did sign out effectively. So now that we signed out, we got to sign back in. So I got to hide the screen again. The reason I'm hiding the screen is because it's showing my account. I don't want you guys to see my account, like my personal email and shit. Okay, sign in. We signed in. So now let's see if it shows the screen in question. Go through the onboarding flow. Boom. Boom. So now it says get started here, but let's see what actually happens. Let's just make sure there's no lot, because I don't want to have to delete the account again. So let's just look at the logic really quick. Progress bar. The progress bar is view current step progress. Where is it getting this from? Raw value +1. Why did upsell not count? Did I build? Oh shit, I haven't even built yet. Okay. Fuck. I'm like, there's no change. There's no change because I never built. That would have been annoying. Thank goodness I caught it. Okay, now it should do what I needed it to do. You see how the bar is smaller now because instead of it being 3, it's 4. I'm so fucking stupid sometimes. I almost fucked that up. Okay. And then we'd have to like log out again. It would be like a pain in the ass. Okay. So now when we hit get started, it's not gonna take me to where it needs to. It's gonna take me to the other screen. Let's see. It might crash. Okay, I think it crashed. Something happened. Okay, nothing's happening. So onboarding, let's just look through this code. So now the progress bar is calculated correctly. Name, current date, feeding method. Okay, this is getting the initial values for this. I know what the problem is. This has to be true. I see what it is now. This is not okay. I thought that this controlled when the process is done, but what this really controls is whether you can go to the next step. And since I had it hard coded to false, right? Since I had it hard coded to false, it was not allowing us to skip. And also, let's put some protection on this. So the initial value is feeding method equals breast, but let's make this optional maybe. And then because when we're changing the value of this, how is it updating the state? That's a good question. Because I see that the other ones have logic to determine if you can continue or not. But the feeding one was just hard coded to true. And I don't see how it was changing the value. So let's go back over here and let's look at this logic. Okay, so we have a VStack with the transitions and the current step, viewModel.current step. This is just controlling when we change steps. This is the error. There has to be logic in here that changes the value. So in here, button, current step, feeding method. So if it's not get started, continue button. Okay, so this is what controls the text on the button. But the truth is that this needs to change too. This needs to be upsell too. So then now it's view model that current step equals upsell. And then that's where the button changes. Hey, how was work, baby? What happened? I'm sorry. So now when we get to this screen, when I build again, instead of it saying get started, it should say continue. So let's just build that again. We'll just go step by step as we working this because I don't know this. I'm not familiar with the code. I'm just walking through it. So now continue. Okay, we'll add the name. Continue. Okay, so now it says continue here. So now we continue. And now you see it does have this button. However, okay, so it asks you to sign in when you click on these, which I think is fine. But you see how the baby is in the background, but you can't see it. And the screen in question is just like a box. I don't want that. I want this to match the background. So we need to remove this background somehow. And I think I know how to do that. That's just this here, right? So then we can check the view model. By doing something silly like, let's just do this first. Let's go background. Just do background. How can I control, like I want the background to stay the color it is if it's a normal screen, but I want it to be white if can I just put it in here? Can I go like I do that? I don't know. Nope. Let's just put a crazy wacky color and see what happens. But now I think it's gonna make every other screen that stupid accent orange. And I don't want it to do that. I just want to see if this logic can, if we can do this like this though. So every screen should have like yeah. Okay, so see how it's a disgusting color. They're all gonna have that disgusting color in the background, which okay, but this is not white either. So it didn't add it to this one, but it also doesn't look right. So let's undo that. Because I need this screen to be here, but I want it to match the rest of the screen. Okay, I don't need a guy like HD coming in here and being annoying. To be honest, I'm about to end the stream anyway. Bailey got home. I'm just wrapping up here. Just wrapping up here, boys. We got this working. Got this working as we want it. We have this screen working as we want it. Even though I need to figure out. Okay, if I click on formula and go continue, and then I go back, it did save, but how's it saving? So let's see. So this tells it that when we get to this and we hit the button to continue, we're going to go ahead and save everything, which doesn't matter. This just tells if the button's disabled or not. If view model.current step is not name, button string, this is the back button. Oh, wait, you can do this. I don't know either. Was your mom put that there, didn't she? I have an idea, but it's not what I want to do anyway. Because what is that? What the fuck? That has her name on it? That's weird. Okay. And then this character view state relaxing is just the image in the background. Okay. Oh, okay. I see what happened here. So when we do the feeding method view, we passed in viewModel draft.feeding. Because where's the draft coming from? So onboarding has a draft mob. Okay, I see. Onboarding, and it creates an instance of onboarding draft. And onboarding draft has onboarding draft. This needs to be nil, in my opinion. So it should be optional. Like that. And then here, this should be draft dot feeding method not equal nil. Like that. So that we have a check here that they actually selected something. So let's build this again. Let's see what happens now. Okay, so there's something missing here. Something needs to be unwrapped. So this needs to be unwrapped. Does baby take an optional? Feeding method is not optional. So here, this should never get to this point anyway. So we can feel safe to do dot breast, because before the default was already breast. I'm not mistaken. It was already breast. And either way, the user is never going to be able to get to this button to save with this being optional anyway. So instead of like trying to rewrite this whole thing, we'll just give it a default value of breast. So then this, not convert value of binding, optional to expected argument. Okay, so I think there is a problem. This can't be optional. Let's see. Yeah, you can't have an optional binding. Fuck. It has to have a default value. Fuck. Fuck. Damn. I got an idea though. Let's make this dot none. Let's add a none. Now this is gonna have a little bit of an issue, because now we added a new case. You know what? Fuck it. We don't need to do this. It's too much overkill. Let's go back. What's that noise? We'll give this its default value again. We will set this to true. Fine. Give me a second. I'm gonna be right back, guys. He's not listening. Yes. Oh wow. Well, let me not even say nothing. Take what? Well, take a shower. Okay, so that. So what was the question here? I just forgot what I was even stuck on. Oh yes, the background. The background. So let's say what we have so far. Because we're working on a different branch anyway, so it doesn't matter if we save. Git master new commit. The commit is gonna have the same name of the branch as the branch. So add upsell screen to onboarding flow. And it's going to reject it, obviously, because this is not pushed to the Git. So then we're going to do this. Okay. So now we can push that to Git. We have a new branch on the Git. So Git branch all. Let's see what branches we have. So we have a bunch of fucking branches we need to throw away. Let me do that. Let me fetch really quick. Git fetch. And let's do this again. Yeah, we have a bunch of branches that I need to go and delete. But we created a new branch, and then that new branch is where what we're working on. So we'll just do a pull request when we're done. So what we need to do right now is figure out how to get rid of the ugly ass background that this has here, which is something kind of minor, to be honest. So there's many things we could do. One is we could go in to, and this is kind of, I don't want to do it this way, but we might be able to do it this way. Go to the paywall, and the paywall should have a bunch of shit on it, right? Background, and it has a background color. And we should just add a new variable here that is going to be var is onboarding bool equals false. And then what we're going to do is we're going to check it. So over here, where's the background? Where's the background? We're going to do a little bit of a hack here. So this is the background right here. So we're going to add that variable here. So is onboarding. We'll make it trinary. So if it's onboarding, we're going to make this dot white. But we're really not going to make it white. I just want to test it first. There. So we added this logic here. Let's set a breakpoint. Let's go back. And then on the paywall, we can is onboarding. We're going to set this to true. We instantiate the is onboarding flow, and now it should have a white background. So let's go through the flow again. The do da. Okay, so now we have a white background. So what we really want to do, I was about to say the baby's gone. So what we really want to do here, there's two things. We can either remove the baby altogether, or we can drop the opacity on the background to 0. So first, let's see what it looks like with the opacity down to 0. Go back in. Let's do white dot opacity 0.1. Let's do 0.1 first just to see what it looks like. But we are going to probably drop it down to 0. Okay. So now the question is, does this look like shit? I would say I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. So what we will do is let's revert this and make it not opacity 0. Let's just go back to just normal white. And then on the onboarding flow, we have logic for when the baby shows up, right? Where is it? Here. So what we'll do is we will block this out by going in here and saying if view model dot current step equals not equal to upscale, then add this. And that way, now when we get to the upscale screen, there should be no baby. The whole it should be a solid white background, and it should look good. Boom, 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 boom. There. So now I don't know. This is the one thing. I don't know what happens if I subscribe during this onboarding flow to the app. And I also see, oh, this is the progress bar. Let's get rid of the progress bar. Did we? Or let's animate it? I don't know. Should we make it pulse or something? Because it just looks weird. Like, I don't know. We can go back. Nah, I mean, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Maybe I should animate this though so it transitions smoothly. I don't know. I think it's fine. You know what? We can add a little transition. We can add a little transition. Let's see. How do we do this? How do we add a transition this? It doesn't look like shit. Because I can't do animation. This has to be a dot with transition. But we can't do it in here because it has to be on the scope of the view. So do we have to do another background? I don't know. I want to add like a fade so that when we go from that screen to the last one, it fades. But either way, we got what we wanted. Okay, guys, that's enough. That's enough for tonight. Let me save the work we have so far. The text that's up here, I'm going to make it more extensive when you're on the onboarding. Restore purchases probably doesn't need to be there either, so we just get rid of that. Yeah, this is good though. This is good. Like I said, this app is going to be launching as soon as I get the legal done. My cousin needs to work on the legal, and that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I'm probably going to stream tomorrow because I'm going to be here by myself. Not all day, though. I'm going to just be same schedule afternoon because I got to study. I got a lot of shit I got to read for this job. But doing shit like this helps me. It helps me get better at, knowing what the fuck I'm doing. Because I haven't coded in such a long time that I kind of lost the skill a little bit. Anyways, I'll catch you guys tomorrow. I'm out. Peace. Boring.